Now, let's just check. 1 fork, 1 knife, 1 cup, 3 sticky buns. That's Auntie Flo, and she couldn't have come at a better time.
You're right. Now she can join us for tea.
Hello, everyone. Oh, my, that does look good. Are you having a tea party?
Yes, and we'd like you to come to it, Auntie Flo.
Oh, thank you.
We have a special visitor this afternoon.
Oh, who is it?
It's Pendergrass. You remember? Snodgrass's brother.
Yes, I remember. His twin brother. They looked so alike. We kept getting them muddled up, didn't we?
That's right. Pendergrass looks just like me, but perhaps not quite as handsome.
Yes. When's he coming?
At 4 o'clock.
Oh, well, I think it's past 4 o'clock now.
Is it? Then he should be here. You did give him the message, didn't you, Mr Hooter?
Be in the magician's garden at 4 o'clock is what I told him.
But he's not, is he? He's late.
Well, never mind. We're not ready for him yet anyway, are we? We haven't finished laying out the tea things.
Well, I'll give you a hand and then it'll be done quicker, shall I?
Oh, great. And what about a song to help the job along, eh?
Good.
Music! Cups and saucers, plates as well.
Lay them out for tea.
Buns, the best that bakers sell.
Lay them out for tea.
Sandwiches and sausages enough for you and me. Tea and milk with a magic spell. Lay them out for tea. There. That looks splendid. Is there anything missing?
Yes.
What?
Pendergrass. It's very odd. He's not usually late for things.
Perhaps he's got lost. Oh, he's only been here once, hasn't he? Perhaps he's forgotten the way.
Well, I told him it was the big house at the end of Puddle Lane. The one with 2 stone swans on the gate post.
Oh, no! Oh, there aren't 2 stone swans on the gatepost.
Of course there are.
No, there aren't.
There are.
There aren't.
They've been there for years.
Yes, but they used to be there, but they're not there now, and I'll prove it to you. Come on, everybody. Hold tight.
There you are, you see. 2 stone. Why? My goodness me. They've gone.
I told you, there used to be 2 stone swans here, but not anymore.
Hello, everyone. What's going on?
Magician, we were just wondering what's happened to the 2 stone swans on the gatepost.
Oh, what, they flew away.
There you are, you see. Flew away? How could they do that if they were made of stone?
Well, you see, it was all to do with the magic silver water we heard about last time.
Oh, yes. Tim and Tessa got it from the wise woman of Candletown. They were going to try to bring the Iron Boy to life with it.
Yes, but before they could get up on the roof to give it to the Iron Boy, well, something happened. Would you like to hear what?
Oh, yes, please. Come on, let's find out.
Oh, just a minute, Toby. Haven't you forgotten something?
I don't think so.
Do you have no? Pendergrass. Well, he'll be wandering around lost somewhere looking for a house with 2 stone swans on the gatepost.
Oh, yes. Oh, we'd better go and look for him then.
I'll go and look. After all, I suppose it's really my fault that he's lost.
And I'll look for him as well. After all, he's my brother.
All right. Good luck. I hope you find Pendergrass soon.
What is going on?
Oh, don't worry. I'll explain on the way to the bird bath.
Come on, Mr Hooter. Let's go and start searching.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Come on, magician.
All right, Toby. Now, you've remembered where Tim and Tessa got the magic silver water from, haven't you?
Yeah, from the wise woman in Candletown.
Yes. But can you remember Who took them to her house?
It was the barn owl, and after they'd got the magic water, he said he'd meet them in our garden at midnight.
Yes. So let's see what happened.
Tim and Tessa were waiting in the garden just before midnight when the barn owl flew down over the trees. A beautiful white swan was with him. "The owl told me you have some magic silver water," cried the swan. "Yes," said Tessa. "It's for the iron boy who strikes the bell by the clock. If we pour it over him just before midnight, he will strike 13 instead of 12, and then he'll come alive." "2 of my children were turned into stone by the king of the fire dragons," said the swan. "They are the stone swans on the gateposts here in the garden," said the owl. "Will you pour some magic water over them too?" asked the swan. "Then they will come alive again too, when the clock strikes 13. "All right," said Tessa, "but we'll have to be quick. It's nearly midnight." Tim and Tessa climbed up onto the owl's back, and they flew up to the clock tower on the roof of the magician's house. Tessa climbed up the clock tower just above the iron boy and poured 3 drops of magic silver water onto the iron boy's head. "Quick!" cried the owl. "Now we must fly to the swans. We must be there before midnight." They flew down to the garden gates, and Tessa climbed onto a stone swan and poured 3 drops of magic water over it. The hands of the clock on the little tower moved on to 12. The iron boy lifted his hammer and began to strike the bell. "Quick!" cried the swan. "Tessa, be quick!" The owl flew up to the second swan with Tim and Tessa on his back, and Tessa poured the rest of the magic silver water over the swan, just as the iron boy finished the last strike of 12. Midnight. They landed on the wall and looked up towards the roof. And as they did so, the iron boy lifted his hammer and struck the bell again. He had struck 13. The swans on the gateposts turned silvery white. The stone turned to feathers. They lifted their wings and flew away over the trees. "I wonder what has happened to the iron boy," said Tessa. "Let's go and see," said the owl. Tim and Tessa climbed onto the owl's back. As they flew up over the roof, they looked down. The place where the iron boy had stood was empty. "He's gone!" cried Tessa. "There's no one there! The iron boy has come alive! The silver water really was magic! It was magic at midnight!"
Coo! That sounded like a good story.
It was. Oh, hello. Did you find him?
Who?
Why, your brother, of course. You went looking for him with Mr. Hooter.
Mr. Hooter? Oh, you mean that funny-looking owl?
What? That's no way to talk about your friend.
Oh, I wouldn't say he was really a friend.
Huh?
Have you two had an argument?
No, I haven't even seen him today.
Oh, you have! You were talking to him just a few minutes ago.
No, I wasn't.
But
Just a minute. I think I know why we're getting in a muddle here. You're Pendergrass, aren't you?
Yes, of course I am.
That explains everything. I thought you were Snodgrass.
Oh, I see. People often get us mixed up,
Yes.
but it's quite easy to tell us apart, really.
How?
You see, I'm a bit more handsome than Snodgrass.
That's just what he said.
Well, I'm glad that he admits it at last.
No, I mean he said he was more handsome than you.
Oh, did he know?
Have you seen Snodgrass yet?
Oh, yes. He found me in Puddle Lane. I got a bit lost, you see. I was looking for a house with 2 stone swans on the gateposts.
We know, and the swans have gone, so there's nothing on the gatepost now.
Don't be too sure about that.
What do you mean?
Aha! I'm not telling you. But if you come along to the gates in a couple of minutes, you'll get a surprise.
Huh?
2 minutes, mind, not before.
Oh, I wonder what the surprise is.
Yes.
I can't think. But we'll soon find out in a couple of minutes. And that just gives us time to check the story in the big book.
Ah,
Right.
yes. Excuse me, Auntie Flo. Right. Pencils and paper, pens and ink. The words shall appear before you can blink. Now, when Tim and Tessa met the barn owl in the garden, he had someone with him. Look, read this.
Yes, a beautiful white swan.
Well done. And she told them that the swans on the gateposts were really her children, but they'd been turned to stone by someone. Can you remember who it was?
Oh, yes, it was the king of the fire dragons.
You're absolutely right, Toby. And the swan wanted some magical silver water so she could turn her children back into real swans.
Yes, and Tim and Tessa agreed.
Yes.
So they poured 3 drops of the water on the iron boy and 3 drops on one of the swans.
Yes, but it was nearly midnight and they still hadn't got round to the other swan. Time was running out.
That's right, and both hands on the clock came up to the 12, and... Look, read this, Toby.
The iron boy lifted his hammer.
And he began to strike the bell. Dong, dong, dong.
And just as he got to the 12th stroke, Tim and Tessa poured the water on the second swan. Phew!
Yes, just in time. It was midnight, the clock had struck 12, and then the iron boy did something very strange.
He lifted his hammer one more time and struck 13.
Yes, and we all know what happened to him then. He climbed down from the clock, came to see me, and I sent him on his way to the magical country of Zorn. And of course, we also know what happened to the swans as well, don't we?
Oh, yes, they turned silvery white and flew away. I wish I'd been there to see that.
Yes, so do I. It really must have been magic at midnight.
Huh. So now we know what happened to the swans and why there's nothing on our gatepost.
Oh, but remember what Pendergrass said? Don't be too sure about that.
Yes. He made it sound as if there was something on the gatepost after all. Perhaps the swans have come back.
Oh, I wouldn't be too sure about that. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Come on!
Huh?
Oh.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't really know what to think.
Live snakes look much better than stone swans, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes, they do. Yes, but I think I'd better pop down to the stonemason in Candletown and get 2 more swans, because after all, you can't stay up there forever, can you?
Oh, I don't know. I like it up here, don't you, Pendergrass?
Yes. You can see everything that's going on in Puddle Lane. I don't really want to come down.
What a pity. Still, we can always eat your share of the tea.
Tea? What tea?
The tea that's laid out in the gazebo.
Yes, it's a lovely tea. In fact, I think we ought to find Mr Hooter and start eating it before all those lovely, delicious sandwiches and buns dry up.
Sandwiches? Buns?
Yes, and lots of other good things too. It's all ready for you, but of course, if you'd rather stay up there. Bye.
Hey, wait for us.
We want our tea.
Oh, don't look now, magician, but your gateposts are empty. It looks as if you'll have to buy some new stone swans after all.